Hey, this will be a video chart on SNRS. Probably had the most shares traded in all of stocks today, over 1.5 billion. Yes, I said billion shares traded. So one of these that had all sorts of shares going back and forth, and was up 200% on the day. So maybe this will sound odd, but it was just kind of a strange day because if you think about it, over 1.5 billion shares, and yet this is all only the amount of progress the chart can make. Does that mean that it can't explode the rest of the week? No, it doesn't mean that, but it's one of those things where there's clearly a ton of shares in the float. I don't know what it is. I don't even need to look. All I got to do is look at the chart, and seeing a day like this tells me there's a bunch of shares in the float. Because when you have 1.5 or over 1.5 billion shares traded, and you only really get one candlestick like this. That's all you need to know in terms of what sort of share structures out there. But like I said, does that mean that it can't go on a huge, massive run? Absolutely not. People love 000 stocks. All it takes is a little bit of a push, and people pile into them. And I've seen some big runners that start off like this. So don't take it as me saying this has no chance. All I'm saying is that the share structure is clearly pretty big. So I got quite a bit of requests on this one today. So I just want to map out kind of the key supports and what we want to see going forward. Obviously we want to see volume remain very heavy, because if this thing's going to have any chance of moving, today has shown us that volume's going to need to remain very steady. Now, does that mean we need to trade over a billion shares every day? Probably not, but I'd say just kind of guessing, going to need at least 500 million per day to, if there's any chance of this move continuing on up. So today we closed right at the first kind of key level of resistance. It's been a while since the price has been up here, but this 0003 level does have some history with the chart. I'll go over that in just a second, but if we look back here, you can see that here acted as resistance. Once more tried to make a big move, and then here got knocked down again. And then after that, we have the next areas of resistance up here at, well, pretty much with these 000s. Every level is going to essentially be some sort of resistance in one facet or another, but with this one, they definitely are, because you can just look back and see the pricing history. So like I pointed out right here, 0003 had it a couple times, and then up here you can see 0004 acted as resistance, and then 0005. I'm not going to go any further than that, just because one step at a time. Let's see if the price can break through this initial level of resistance. But if the price can get up here and then eventually break through 0005, it's going to set off a lot of radars. It looked like it already did today, and this could really get moving. But what we don't want to see happen is we don't want to see it drop back into the dreaded 0002, 0001 channel, where everybody just sits and flips it back and forth, back and forth. Today was definitely good in the sense of it was able to get out of that range. Now the whole key from a support standpoint is making sure you avoid that range again. So that definitely was probably the best thing on the chart that I see was it got over the big hump for all the 000 stocks. Is can it get back out of this range here? You can see it was stuck in there for a while, and it finally did today, closed above it. So that was definitely a positive for the chart. So that is where it stands right now. Once more in a nutshell, one step at a time in terms of resistances. But if the price can manage to actually get up here above 0005, things could really get pretty exciting. And then from the support standpoint, the key thing needs to be not falling back into this dreaded channel down here. If there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If not, I'd encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook. And with your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things from big boards down to penny stocks. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. It is all free. We've been making some good money together on our alerts. So I'd encourage you to go to the website, sign up, and give it a try. One more time, this was SNRS. Thanks for listening.